here. Exciting time for Canon, especially with the new leadership, Toyo, and his new hat, and the passion that he brings to the business and bringing us all much closer together. Sal certainly talks about a certain part of the large format business. I'll talk about the aqueous, but bringing it all together to offer customers one solution. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the aqueous side of the business today. It's very exciting just to see the wide array of solutions that Canon offers on the large format side of the business. In a few slides, I'll take a look and you'll see just the huge offering that Canon has here today. And so Sal had talked about Arizona, and that certainly is a product that brings businesses new applications, new revenue opportunities, and they're helping those customers go into new areas. But there's still a tremendous need for traditional aqueous-based printers. And so some companies can afford to begin that shift to offer new applications through UV curable, latex or eco-solvent type of applications. But some cannot. For some, the initial investment, they're just not ready to get there. But when you look at the top 4 applications, such as signs, point-of-purchase displays, banners, and posters, they're still able to do a lot of those applications with traditional aqueous type of printing. Some customers like to use it as a complement. Earlier today, Mason had talked about FedEx and the 1,600 printers that we've installed in that business. They wanted to offer their customers the highest end quality possible. And so they also wanted to know that if a customer is sending a job to be printed in New York, that they were going to get the same type of quality out in their California office as well. And so when we talk about See Impossible, we were able to bring FedEx something they hadn't had before, and that was a consistency that's measured over time to make sure that all 1,600 printers are offering that same type of consistent quality. Other changes that we're seeing in the marketplace for aqueous printing is also a decentralization. We've seen it somewhat on the technical and CAD side of the business, but we're seeing it in other areas as well. For instance, take retail type of locations, such as grocery stores. Years past, they would do a lot of traditional offset printing, have all these posters sent out to the different grocery stores, and weekly they would put those posters up, trash them, and bring in the next. But we're seeing a lot of grocery stores that are now bringing in their own large format printers so that they can print on demand. Each store has a different type of sale. They want to take their own pictures of what's going on in that store. And so we see a lot of grocery store chains that are now bringing in large format printers into their location. Some of them even take it a step farther, where they'll use that for photo enlargements to offer additional services to their customers. And then lastly, we're also seeing a tremendous expansion within photographic output. And Mr. Adachi talked about this at the very beginning, capturing to output. And more images are being taken than ever before. I see many of you taking pictures today. And as a printer manufacturer, and being on the printing side, it's a huge challenge because cameras, when you look at our high-end EOS cameras, they've come such a long way in everything that they're able to capture. Last year we introduced an EOS 5 DSR camera, which is a 50 megapixel camera, and the detail that it's able to capture. You could be taking a picture from a helicopter of the city of Manhattan, for instance. And then when you look at that image, the detail that you're able to pick up within the building. But as a printer manufacturer, we have to keep up with that. And so we need to be able to produce quality that can actually maintain all the quality that file is able to print as well. And so that's another area where we're expanding. And one of our largest investments in the aqueous large format side has come from the new Pro Series printers. And hopefully you've heard about that. This is something that we introduced at the WPPI show in Las Vegas in March. And it began shipping in June. And this was a huge collaboration between the printing side of the house and the camera side of the house, so that we would be able to give customers what exactly they're looking for in photographic output. Here you see a red line that's going through the camera and the printer, and this is very significant to the photography community because our L series lenses that are on our EOS cameras represent the highest end in quality. And so when producing this, obviously there was a lot that Canon Inc. in Japan looked at in developing this printer when it came to features and benefits and things like that. But they wanted to resonate the printer with the camera, and so a customer would feel like it all goes together. And so when you look at the new Pro Series, when you get into the showroom, we have a few in there, you'll notice that the matte black of the printer is actually the same as our EOS cameras. And you'll see a red line on our 12 color new Pro Series printers. And that's to make that connection with the L Series lens, that this is the highest end quality that's out there. We also have software that brings it all together from the camera to the printer, a Print Studio Pro technology that allows you to take raw images, process them through our DPP technology software, and then through Print Studio Pro, print that directly to the printer. And so we've introduced actually 5 new models. The Pro 1000 is a 17-inch printer that was introduced last year, but this year we just introduced a Pro 2000 and 4000, and like the 1000, same exact technology, 12 color solution, we say 11 color, plus a chroma optimizer, and this is to deliver a tremendous gamut and also incredible detail. So we go back to the photographers once again, they're able to capture this amazing image, and a lot of them focus on dark areas and shadow areas. And they want to be able to pick up that detail, and in large format in the past, a lot of times that just gets faded out. You get a nice black area. And photographers like to see a nice black, but they want to see the detail in that area. And with this new technology, you're able to capture that image on the camera and then really see that detail, even though it's a very dark area. Maybe it's a wood table that's in the dark that you're taking a picture of. And with this technology, you're able to see that quality. We've also introduced on the 8-color side a 4000S and 6000S, and this is more for production type of areas that need very good quality, but they're really focused on speed, getting more done throughout the day. And so when you look at some of the features that were built into this printer, we see the impossible. What customers have been asking for years, we've been able to achieve in this investment, in this R&D. For one, we've never seen in the graphics industry really a double roll aqueous solution. Many photographers and photo schools would say, you know, I print a lot on canvas, I print a lot on glossy, and we have to constantly change one roll to the next. And so with the 2000 and 4000, there's an option for an additional roll. And what's very unique about it is it's not just the second roll. It can also be used as a take-up reel. So if it's a production environment that's printing a very, very long canvas, instead of that second roll being a second roll, they can actually use it as a take-up reel. So the canvas just gets professionally wrapped into that second roll. So pretty amazing technology. Another area is if you ever watch a fine art printer or a printmaster print, they've got the white gloves on. And so they don't want to get any grease on that print. Except over the years they had a complaint that media feeding is so challenging in large format printing. And so you still have white gloves on, but as you're touching the media to help load it, you're creasing it sometimes. And if you're selling a print for thousands of dollars, you can't have any type of blemishes in there. And so basically, these printers have effortless media feeding. You're not touching the media at all. You're touching a side panel that's loading the media and feeding it directly into the printer. So just tremendous media feeding between the second roll, the take-up reel, and now the effortless media feeding. And to make life easier for production environments, when we look at some of the areas where they were really asking for improvements, is that they have operators, and operators come and go over the years, over the months. And so introducing a new operator to the printer, and to make that easy, we had to add new features. And one of them is being able to have bring a USB stick up to the printer and load a job right there in the printer. And so without a computer, you come up, and on the graphic side, we've had this on some of our color wave and plot wave technology, but on the graphic side, with aqueous printing, we had not had that. So production environments can now bring up a USB stick with a JPEG or PDF file. There's a touch screen panel, and they're able to load a job right there on the screen. We've added other features such as Wi-Fi enabled connectivity. These devices have also become much more compact than earlier models. Could be 12 inches up to 18 inches narrower than competitive models and earlier IPF models as well. And the main reason behind this is that we've gone from a 2 print head system to a 1 print head system that's 1.28 inches. So that's allowed us to get more compact and also allowed us to get much faster compared to our earlier models. And so the Pro Series is a very exciting time for photographers, for graphic designers, for print for pay type of customers, and even in-house customers. So a lot going on with the new Pro Series, and hopefully you'll get a good look at it within the showroom.